Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode on the Mrs. Elmi group. Today we have Kowsar Farah, who is also the owner and founder of Higaad Phonics. Kowsar, welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you, Zamzam, for having me. Mrs. Ilmi's group is an amazing platform for connecting the community. Great work on that, mashallah.
Jazakallah khair, habibti. So we're going to start off by you telling us about yourself, your background, educational achievements, and any projects that you're currently working on, inshallah.
Yes, certainly. So my name is Kowsar Farah, and I'm an educator based in the UK. I am a trainee teacher. I have 5 years experience in primary school, and I've also worked as an early years foundation stage practitioner. Also a mom who's passionate about promoting and preserving Somali language. And I am the founder of Higaad Phonics.
Fabulous. Amazing. Now, what inspired Higaad Phonics, Kowsar?
First of all, Higaad Phonics, it's a simple tool for creating fun, engaging, and stimulating Af-Somali learning resources and educational toys. And that is to help parents and teachers to support children with their mother tongue and culture. Like you asked, Higaad was inspired by my children. And that was during the first lockdown last year. I realized that our mother tongue was gradually disappearing from our household.
Yeah.
And I wanted really to help them actively practice it daily, but that proved to be difficult without proper educational resources. And I started to search and look around for any Somali educational resources to support their learning. And it was quite challenging, to be honest, to find any resources. And so I decided to create my own interactive resources
Brilliant.
to help the children, yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so why is it important for our children to learn Higaad? So to start with Higaad, for instance.
Of course. So the first and foremost, it's really, really important to understand and learn Higaad. Basically, Higaad means spelling or learning to read through the use of sound. And it's a systematic way to teach children how to decode different sounds that correspond to the letters to be able to read. So the importance of learning Higaad lies in because in particular, Somali children living outside Somalia today have greater difficulty accessing their roots, and parents and older generations can help them bridge that gap through reading in Somali, storytelling, teaching them to read and speak in Somali. And the Higaad Phonics supports that. So it teaches children, like I said, how to decode the letters into corresponding sound. And that's a skill that's essential for for the children to read unfamiliar words by themselves later on, once they become more, familiar or capable of doing that alone.
Yeah.
And with Higaad Phonics at the beginning of when we started this program, our mission is to create educational resources that supports interactive learning. It kind of engages the children with the child-led activities and learning through play.
Yeah.
So we developed with Higaad team, that's me and my children.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
What?
So,
Sorry, continue. Go on.
okay. So what we came up with was the idea of creating Af-Somali Phonics flashcards,
Yeah.
and they are like a great way to introduce the letters and the sounds that make up words. And the children found it that they were like really engaging. It helped them with the letter recognition. And when we came up with the idea of the flashcards, we decided to use the 26 letters of the Somali alphabets.
Yeah.
And then the cards, they have the 26 letters plus the five short vowels. And so that makes up 31 double-sided cards and it also teaches the upper and the lowercase letters for the younger children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then what we thought of was to make two different sizes of the cards. So we have a smaller size that is 7 by 10 centimeter, which is like they like sort of more suitable for younger learners.
Yeah.
And the bigger size, it's for group learning or for older children, and that's like the standard, a little bit bigger than the standard flashcards.
I see. I would much rather prefer that bigger size actually, because we can turn it into like a family interactive session, like an activity. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes. It's a great family board game, especially now that we have more screen time,
Yeah.
and so it's really really fun. One of the other things that I kind of personally strongly feel about, it's learning through play, and I had that experience with my children when they were younger, and I also have a toddler. And every time that she wanted to play with a puzzle, it was in a different language, and that gave me the inspiration to come up with the world's first ever Somali wooden alphabet puzzle board.
Yeah.
And it features also again the 26 letters of the Somali alphabet, and they like wooden with a knob, so the child can have that, it develops fine motor skills.
Yeah.
It also helps with the speech and language, because when you pick up the pieces, underneath each piece you have a picture or an image corresponding to that particular letter.
Mm-hmm.
It also has like bright colorful illustrations, and the children love it really. So that's one of the other things that my toddler plays with it, and I'm sure it's going to be very beneficial for a lot of Somali children.
Definitely an item to have for what is the age requirement for that board, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, the board is for 2 years plus, and you must have a responsible adult supervising the child when they're playing with it, because at that age they kind of put a lot of things in their mouth.
Yeah.
So you always, whenever the child is playing, you must have a responsible adult that's supervising the child. And also, that the board game has been designed and it conforms to the EN7 toy safety regulations.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's made out of good quality wood, so it kind of like supports children's learning. And again, like I said, and it helps with the early literacy. So the way that the Somali language is structured, we have the 26 letters, the alphabet,
Yeah.
and then we have the short sounds. We have five short vowels, like we call them the a, the e, the e, the o, and the o. They're quite similar to the English
To
vowel.
yeah, the regular English vowels.
Absolutely, yes. And then there's the long vowels. We have two letters that make one sound that's similar to the digraphs.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the a, the long vowel, and then the e, the o, the e, and the u sound. And those long vowels, they they similar to the English ones, but in terms of the pronunciation, they're quite different.
They're very stretchy, aren't they?
Yes, they're
It's
very,
like a
very
stretchy sound. Yeah.
yes, absolutely, yes. And also, the very interesting thing about the Somali language is we have double consonants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. So we have this acronym that kind of, builds, it connects all those letters, and it's in one acronym called Manalagaradba.
Manalagrad ba.
Yes, Manalagaradba. So we have the M, the N, the L, the R, the B, the G.
Okay.
And what did we say? The M, the N, the
So I
L.
just actually wrote down the word. Did you
Yeah,
say Manalagrad?
Manalagaradba. Yes. So we have the M, the N, the L, the G, the R, the D, and the B. So in terms of the Somali pronunciation, that will be ma,
Yeah.
na, la, ga, ra, da, and ba.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
got it.
those double consonants, so when they are in the middle of the word, they have to be doubled.
Yeah.
So children might find it a bit tricky at the beginning, but with the flashcards, if we have, that's the third phase of the flashcards. So now we have the first phase, which is the 26 letters,
Mm-hmm.
plus the,
The vowels.
the short vowels, the five
Yeah.
short vowels. So that's the set that consists of the 31 letters. And each set of the flashcards, we have one parent tips card. And the parent notes card, it offers tips and guidance on how to use the flashcards.
Fantastic. Do you have words at the back of the flashcard to help the child recognize, words that begin with that letter, for instance?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, it's double-sided, the flashcards, they're double-sided. So, one side we have a letter and an image corresponding to the same sound. And at the back of the card, we have the lowercase letter and then three words that begin with the same sound.
Okay, great.
So,
That's
for
good.
example, if we say the first letter of the Somali alphabet is ba, which is bisad,
Yeah.
so we have bisad or a cat, and then at the back of the card we will have basal, which is an onion,
Yeah.
and book, which is a book,
Mm-hmm.
babur, a car.
A car.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That is good. So you could even expand on that and, explore together as a family any other words that begin with that letter. That's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And it promotes speech and language development from young age. So
Mm-hmm.
children will can build their vocabulary. Imagine having 26 cards, and each card has three words at the back of it, plus the one that is there. So that will be 26 times four.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Can You're the maths genius here. Why don't you do the math for us? 26 times 4. What have you got there?
Okay, let me do it over my head. So that will be 104
That's
words.
exactly what I just did. I just did a column method right there on the spot.
Oh, okay. Now I've petitioned that. So I said 20 times
Oh dear.
20 and 6. So that's quite fast. So,
Okay, so Kowsar, that was really good. Very, very detailed answer, mashallah. My next question is what are the benefits of raising multilingual children at home?
absolutely. So, if your children grow up speaking more than one language, they might have a better sense of self-worth, identity, and belonging.
Mm-hmm.
And that is mainly because it's feeling good about their heritage. And we want every single child to be proud of their heritage, no matter where they're from.
Yeah,
And the other thing is like feeling confident about communicating and connecting with extended family members like grandparents, uncles and aunties, or people that speak other languages. It also, increases brain power For example, like some of the studies show that being bilingual or multilingual, it can actually improve the person's multitasking skills
Mm-hmm.
and attention control and problem solving. It also promotes creativity as well, because you're kind of switching between languages, and that kind of gives you the ability to be more creative. And being bilingual or multilingual, it increases awareness of other cultures. So children might be exposed to diverse customs, ideas, and from different cultures. And I think personally that it gives you access to a wider literature.
Yeah.
For example, if you speak more than one language, you'll be able to, connect emotionally or mentally with different literature through books, poetry, songs. And I think it gives you a better future employment perspectives as well.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can work with the United Nation with all those languages, mashallah. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of high end jobs or professional jobs, they kind of sometimes you'll see in, in the advertisement asking for multilingual person or
Mm-hmm.
somebody that, and it's also giving back to the community, because if you kind of like speak more than one language, you can actually support your community, you can support other communities, and that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I absolutely agree with you. No, my next one uh, is something that you did touch up on earlier, but I just want a little bit more elaborated answer. So, what tips would you give to parents to develop a routine in ways that they can include the mother tongue and not to shy away from it?
Absolutely, especially with the Somali language, we are geographically, linguistically far away from the motherland,
Mm,
and it's really really important to preserve the language and to keep it for next generations, and for the children to communicate with within the community. um, I would say the most important thing is always do what works for your child and your family and your circumstances, your child. And the idea is there's no one size fit all. Every
yeah,
child is different and every individual learns differently. So that's the first thing. And one number two, I would say, be proactive, in a sense of make a conscious effort to help them learn things like you can use Af-Somali at home. You can try, even if you're not fluent yourself, but if you just try to um, you, that consistency of doing it little and often, the consistency is the key, as they say. And then one of the other things that I've tried with my own children is I always put the language in context, use it in real life. For
yeah,
example, like you can label objects around your house, or maybe you can categorize things, make it like a little make you can make a little game out of that. And then maybe you can name food or toys or parts of the body, or maybe days of the week.
yeah,
we've
definitely.
created we've created a song for days of the week, and my son, he loves it. He always sings that song, and he asks what day is it today, especially on Saturdays. He kind of
Yeah.
struggles with the Sunday.
Could you
um,
tell us the song? Is that okay?
yes, it says سبتي يا أحد اثنين يا ثلاثة أربعة خميس جمعة يا سبتي ما أنت وسبتي بري وأحد.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
So he really loves it, and we kind of like he actually came up with it.
Oh,
And we also have days of the week sheet on our website. I'll talk about that later, but
oh yeah. I know about that. I've downloaded one for myself.
Yeah, it's free
Thank you.
printable for all. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. One of the other thing is, sometimes as parents we worry that they may actually miss out on the mainstream linguistics,
Yeah.
and I will say, don't worry, they will, immerse and pick up the language once they attend school. So if you can actually support the first language at home, they can pick up on the language at school, because everybody, the support for the mainstream language is stronger, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
And also choose moments in the day where you can actually practice the language and associate it with a positive feeling.
Hmm.
When you're learning yeah, the Somali, and it's just associating maybe an object or an idea or a positive feeling with it, that kind of goes a long way. And one of the key elements in learning in every language is to read Somali books, read to them in Somali.
Good.
You can share books, even as young as babies. If they just look at the pictures, you can talk about the pictures, you can discuss the main characters, the settings, and also you can use nursery rhymes and repetitions to familiarize themselves with the Somali. So absolutely, I recommend reading books a lot.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Oh my God. Where do we go from here? So, what is next for Higaad Phonics, Kowsar?
So the next initiative will be, and that is an extension of the last point, reading books.
Yeah.
So we will be doing something, an initiative called Sheko Hariro.
Oh,
And
yeah. I remember that from my childhood.
yeah, absolutely, and that's sharing books, reading stories, and it's an initiative that will promote reading aloud in Somali, and it will be starting on our Instagram page. And that is like it's free for all, everybody can join in, and please join.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
really yeah, beneficial for everyone. And one of the other things, we will be thinking to do virtual parents workshops to give advice, tips on how to support children with Af-Somali,
Yeah,
and play groups as well. So
that's
everything is
good.
virtual at the moment.
No,
So
no,
please
it's
join us.
even better actually. So make sure you do let us know like well in advance because how times can get easily mixed up on dates and events and stuff. So it would be nice if you give us enough notice to book and spread the word, inshallah.
Absolutely, will do, definitely.
So let's end on how people can contact you if they want to get hold of your fantastic Higad phonics
So
and your board as well, of course.
yeah, so parents and teachers can get in touch with us via our website. It is www.higatphonics.com, or you can, get in touch through social media. We've got Facebook and Instagram page, and our handle is at higatphonics.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
great.
please get in touch. Yes, will be great to hear from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kowsar, for giving us the time to have a chat with you. I know you're busy. You're a trainee teacher, so I can just imagine. I remember my days and how busy that can be. So Jazakallah khair, and may Allah put an enormous barakah in what you're doing for the
And
community and for yourself, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.